All right, welcome everybody, doTERRA family. We are happy that a special guest. Today we have one of our founding executives, Greg Cook, joining us. But before we jump into Greg and the great wisdom and knowledge he's going to give us about Founders Club, we want to hear where all of you are listening live from. So chat those into the comments. Hopefully you're having a great Friday so far. I know here in Utah, I'm looking out the window right now, it's snowing pretty good. So it finally feels like December here in Utah. But we are happy to have all of you with us to talk about Founders Club. And we know that as over the past month or two, we've been doing these Founder Club Fridays. We really want to bring some value and some great information to all you guys that are pushing to get one of those Founder Club spots. So look at this, Greg. Already, I'm seeing Vermont, Washington, Australia. Wait, it's got to be like either super early in the morning or really late at night in
Early in the
Australia,
morning.
right?
It's
So
early in the morning.
kudos to you from listening from Australia. But I mean, just we're looking the 50 states. I think we're going to be covered here before we end. But just let me introduce Greg real quick. So Greg is a great friend, founding executive, has been with doTERRA since day one. And when you talk about Founders Club and just experience in all markets, so some of you may not be quite as familiar with Greg because he has been all around the world. Actually lived in China for several years, building some of our international markets and getting those off of the ground. And the cool thing is in each of those markets, there's been a Founders Club. So there's probably nobody better suited to speak about Founders Club and what that can do for you and your business than Greg. So Greg, anything else that you'd like to do to introduce yourself before we jump into some questions for you?
Thank you, Russ. I think you did a great job. We could go on and on, but I think we'll jump right into things.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, Greg and I share a passion around fly fishing. And so if you ever, he's way better than me. He's caught bigger fish than me. But one thing that we love to share, I mean, fish stories, right? But they're all true. Our fish stories are actually honest fish stories, right, Greg?
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so with that, Greg, you have been involved in I don't know how many founders clubs that you've been, rolled out to different markets and starting, but maybe just for everybody listening, why do we do founders clubs?
It's really simple. It's really simple. When we were starting doTERRA, we had it was me and Dave and Emily and Dr. Hill, and then we had a few employees, and we started to get some wellness advocates sharing doTERRA, and it became really clear really fast that through our unilevel compensation plan, we had created a very friendly sharing environment, and so people could share as much or as little as they chose to. But the problem was that we weren't getting paid, and so we needed to speed things up a little bit. So I was one of the architects on the compensation plan and had designed the compensation plan, and went back to my design and really looked at the way that we could for ways that we could incentivize people. And I say that in jest, but in reality, a lot of network marketing companies were notorious and still notorious for having compensation plans that have what we call sticks. They basically punish you if you don't do certain things. And we decided very early on that as a kind, sharing company, product focused on essential oils, that we would have a compensation plan that just really supported that behavior. And so you can build as fast or as slow as you want to. And so we very quickly realized, though, that we needed to have some incentives in the compensation plan. And we thought, okay, we started the company about April, and I think by in April 2008, and by May, June, I think we had decided that we were going to do our Founders Club for the US 1.0. And that was really a way to help us identify leaders who wanted to partner in the same level that we had. We'd gone all in basically on doTERRA. We'd quit our other jobs and were working full time, and had been for 6 or 7 months by that point. And so we needed a Founders Club to really reward those individuals who were going to go all in and help us lay the foundation for what we expected to be a $1 billion company. So we put the Founders Club in place to just really simply reward the first 25 accounts at that point that reached gold. And the first 25 accounts, first in time, that reached gold became Founders Club members of the US. And it really did move doTERRA forward significantly. You know, in business, we say that the gates of eternity swing on small hinges. And so, 25 gold leaders at that point doesn't seem like very much today, but at that time it was massive, and it laid the foundation and the trajectory for the company so that we could grow much faster. And that's why we have Founders Clubs in each market. It's, especially when we're laying the foundation for, a $1 billion company, or now in the case that we're talking about today, a $2 billion company. We're looking for those individuals who are willing to go all in and lay it all on the line, and partnership with us, because ultimately it's having a Founders Club position is like having equity in the company. It really is. You get a percentage of the company. It's better than equity, because equity only rewards you if you make money and are profitable. The Founders Club is off the top line, and you get to participate in the growth of the company. So we view it as owners of the company as a partnership, especially with founders who are laying that foundation during a new phase of growth. And it's a reward for a bit of risk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading one of the comments from Eddie Villa, somebody, a well-known leader that's been around doTERRA, and his comment was, doTERRA has such a stable compensation plan. So you have the compensation plan, and then you have this Founders Club, which is separate than that, another stream of income for you. And I saw one other comment in here, and I think it's a great question just to position to you, Greg. So far, remember, we have 200 spots, and so far we filled one. So I'm not great at math, but that tells me we have 199 more spots left. So all these people that have joined this call today, they're probably going to be in different stages right now with the plan. Some may be well on their way to a founder spot. Some of these people may be brand new. They may not even have any points, or they may have 10 points. When you think about the goal of getting to 1,000 points to get one of these founder spots, I often hear, and I'm guessing, Greg, you probably hear this as well: am I too late? This started back in May. Maybe I didn't get out of the gates as soon as somebody else, or I just barely joined doTERRA. Am I too late to jump in and get one of these spots? What would you say to those people?
There's always a little bit of psychology associated with this Founders Club, and the way we always make it really, really exciting and really repetitive and really, really appealing. And we made it as appealing as we possibly can. And so people feel like you know, they do jump in and start working very diligently. But then they realize, you know, as time goes by, that it requires a bit of consistent work. So we basically design these founders clubs to go for a year or two in every single market that doTERRA has opened, you know, where we have offices. I think there's been more than 20 different founders clubs around the world, and they always take a year or two to fill up. And so there's always some people who jump right in and take some initial steps forward because they work really well with their network, their group, you know, their warm pools, and but the reality is, you know, it's more of a marathon than a sprint. For some people, it is a sprint. Their network is large, and they can jump in and qualify, you know, for this, you know, relatively quickly. They're well set up with experience and a network and understanding of essential oils, and do all of the work that's absolutely required, create some partnerships with leaders, things like that, to take full advantage. But no, there's absolutely still time for everyone to participate. We see some people come in quickly, we see some people come in over a period of months, but ultimately we anticipate it taking a year or two, you know, for all the positions to be claimed. And the real value, there's two real values for Founders Club. The first value is, can I qualify, and what can I do to qualify? And the second is, how can I leverage the Founders Club to help other people understand the value of doTERRA? And honestly, that in the long run is more valuable than even you becoming a founder, because Founders Club will give you tremendous recognition and satisfaction for being one of these key partners with doTERRA. But if you can get multiple people building a doTERRA business on your organization, financially you'll do better, you know, with your monthly income than you will through the annual founders check itself. Even though, you know, the annual founders check can result in significant income, you know, for individuals. The more important income is getting your organization built for your unilevel. So, but there's tremendous sexiness in being a founder. You get tons of love from all of us and appreciation, and you get a lot of self-satisfaction, you know, as well.
I love one thing that you said there, Greg, and I just want to emphasize it to make sure people heard that loud and clear. The Founders Club bonus is nice. Ask our current US founders. They're pretty happy with that. But that doesn't even hold a candle to their unilevel and the other income. So that's an important point. In fact, I'll direct you guys back. If you're not on the Founders Club team app, jump on there, because we always post up on there as well. But we just posted a video of a lady who in February was an elite, and through this Founders Club process, she's really pushed hard, and she'll be one probably this month, maybe next month, to get a Founders Club spot. But now, not only has she gone from elite to diamond, she's solid diamond, and then probably either this month or next, she'll hit blue diamond. And so you think about building a foundation onto your business. This is really one of the things that Founders Club does. So Greg, another question for you. All these people on this call, you've got them excited about Founders Club. They're going to be one of the 200, but maybe some of them don't quite know, how do I get there? How can I create my own roadmap, my own plan to get there? Because everybody's journey is a little different. And how this Founders Club is set up, it doesn't matter if you're brand new or if you're a blue diamond, presidential diamond, everybody has an equal opportunity. Nobody really has an advantage. So everybody can create their own roadmap. So maybe just take a minute, Greg, and talk about some ideas on how they can strategize and create their own plan to get there.
So I think you begin by looking at the requirements. We've spent a tremendous amount of time just coming up with requirements that when you get to share in a founder's position, which is a share of doTERRA's top line revenue, we take that pretty seriously, and so we try to make sure that the behavior that is required is matching that level of reward. So that's another thing people need to understand, that we go through very methodically and ensure that those individuals who are claiming these positions are doing so legitimately, and that they have long-term viability and sustainability in their business. So I think the key is to sit down with the requirements, understand what the requirements are, start simply building a business. I think there's a couple different. There's no one way to be successful in doTERRA, but there are some key principles. One is partnershiping with an upline mentor in your organization, somebody who's been there and done that, and getting some good guidance and counsel from them. The second is making sure that you're consulting regularly with your account manager, who can help you with your structuring and making sure that your organization is solid, and that you're maximizing doTERRA's plan to be a founder. And then finally, the most important thing is self-belief, and just self-commitment, and making a decision. At doTERRA, we've always been about self-selection. It is, we just don't believe in high pressure. We don't believe in sticks and penalizing people or punishing people in their compensation or in their business for not doing something. So it really is a self-selection process. And so if you believe in essential oils, and you believe in doTERRA, and you believe that it's going to continue to grow, you have a moment in time right now. You have a moment in time where you self-select in and go all in, and use every resource available to you to share doTERRA. And it's really simple. It's about enrolling people. It's about getting them on LRP, monthly ordering as part of a new lifestyle or healthy lifestyle that they want to live. And it's about making sure your structure is solid. It's really not more complicated than that, ultimately.
Yeah, I see one comment from Elise, and this is her comment. What's the worst case scenario? You don't become a founder, but you grow your business tremendously and help your builders do the same. It's a win-win.
It's so,
That's it.
I mean, when people understand retention at doTERRA, we've done all the research. No matter how people come into doTERRA, whether it's through an incentive, whether it's through a high value kit, low value kit, if we get them on a monthly ordering program, the average value of that individual ends up being over $2,000, because people get converted to essential oils because they work, and then they just start purchasing them every month, and having those great experiences that change their lives. And the retention, when we talk about 60+% retention over the history of doTERRA, we talk about 70-80% retention of customers over the last 12 months. I mean, it's really difficult to have any kind of failure, honestly.
Yeah. And one thing I'll add to that, Greg, is people are in different spots, and some may have uplines that are in them, locked hands, and they're going together. Some may be new, maybe they don't quite have that support. I'll tell you that from a corporate standpoint, we can help support you as well. So there's great tools out there on the Founders Club website. There's a goal planner that you can actually fill that out. You can walk through step by step. How are you going to get your points? What does that look like? Where am I short? What are the mins? What are the max? Uh, all those tools, an account manager, a market development manager, anybody can walk you through this goal planner and help you create your own roadmap to your 1,000 points. So it's not necessarily a race against everybody else on this call. It's a race against yourself to 1,000 points. And there's 200 spots, and 200 people are going to be super happy that they got those spots. And everybody else is going to have a really solid doTERRA business that is stable and strong for years and years and years to come. So don't be afraid. Reach out for help and support. There's lots of opportunities to get that. And then you have your own dashboard where you can see exactly your points and where you're at. So lots of tools out there to help you along your way. Okay, Greg, final question. And feel free to add any other thoughts you have. But these leaders, they're always looking for that little edge, that secret. What's the magic silver bullet? And we know that there's no one thing. You mentioned that. But if you could leave them with just some, pull on that 12 years of experience in doTERRA with Founders Club, seeing what makes people successful in Founders Club, what would you leave this amazing group of leaders with?
You never know who is going to translate into uh, a big leg for you. I've been doing this business for almost 30 years, and people who I predicted would do nothing became massive leaders, and people who I thought were going to be massive leaders did nothing at all. And more often than not, your strongest legs, the people that can help you build your business, are right in front of you. They could be family members, they could be neighbors. Because we're not focused on hardcore selling, it really is a broad. We appeal to a broad category of people that can be successful in building a doTERRA business. And oftentimes, you don't know when someone is needing doTERRA. You don't know if they are having financial difficulty. You don't know if they're having emotional difficulty. You don't know if they're needing health changes in their life. And so, the only way to find success in doTERRA is simply to care about everyone that you know and try to help them as best you can with essential oils, with the knowledge that you have, and to share and let them, understand the power of essential oils. We've created a really a movement, in the world of essential oils. And our goal is to bring essential oils to every home in the world. And we, we still know that 85% of people in the US have never heard of doTERRA, and 95% have still never purchased a product or used a doTERRA product. So, it's just simply about us making choices. I don't know if you have those pictures that I sent you, but these I wanted to share just a couple of pictures with everybody on this call to help you understand, that we're not asking you to do anything that we haven't done ourselves. This is a picture of we got our very first batch of essential oils in late 2007, and we started getting ready for our first doTERRA meetings in 2008. And at that time, Dave was the chief capper putter honor. Dr. Hill, you can see there, he's the chief sample vial filler upper, and I was putting the stickers on. I was the chief sticker guy. So you can, I had a little more hair back in those days, and the sacrifices that we all make for doTERRA. But this is a picture of our very first finished production of essential oils. But you can see we were in modest, humble circumstances, and then we had our first meeting, and we invited everybody we knew, and 14 people showed up, and half of them were our wives. So, um, you know, you got to start somewhere, and you just each of you are in the exact same place where we were at, 12, 13 years ago. And we've started from a meeting of, 14 people to, 8 million customers 13 years later. What can you do over the next 13 years? You just don't know the potential of what you can create if you partner with good people. I love my partners. I really do. I enjoy so much the association with such good people, and our culture of our company is so rich and so vibrant. So, final thought is, we've been there. We're asking you to come where we have been ourselves, and we're letting you know that the water is fine. Come on in, go all in. Do everything you can if it works for you, if this is the right thing for you. So we invite you to be a part of the Founders Club. It's a choice that you have before you. A great moment in time to be part of Founders Club 2.0.
Love it. Thanks, Greg. And I missed the name, but there was a comment up there that said, oh, I just assumed that this was for people that have been in doTERRA for years and years.
Well, it's not the way we think, Russ. It's not the way we think at doTERRA. We do not extend privileges to people based on rank. We have every decision that we make is for the good of everyone. Brand new customers, moms who are taking care of the health of their family, husbands who are tired of Western medicine solutions, the cost associated with those. So this is for everyone,
Yep.
and the requirements that we put in place are the same for everyone, regardless of your rank. So we try to make it as fair and equal as we can for everyone.
And I want to reward the people that jumped on this call. I'm going to give you a little peek behind the curtain. And like we're not publishing a list of, number 1 to number 200. So you're kind of in the dark. But remember, it's just a race to 1,000 points. But just to give you a little glimpse to validate what Greg said right there. If we look right now at people that have 500 points or more, there's only about 20. Of those 20, just about half are people that I recognize the names. They've been around doTERRA for years. The other 10, they're silvers and below. So to validate that point, it doesn't matter right now if you're brand new to doTERRA or if you're a presidential diamond. Both groups will get spots in this Founders Club, and that can be you. So if the only thing you took away from the call is I've got a chance, that's important enough, because you do. There will be people that aren't even signed up in doTERRA right now that will get one of these founder spots, probably a couple. So it's a tremendous recruiting tool as well. So
it's extremely valuable. There are lots and lots of people out there who are insecure in their jobs right now. There's insecurity, there's food insecurity, there's work insecurity right now. And this is the best opportunity. When we started doTERRA in 2008, it was the beginning of the Great Recession. And I can tell you, it was a great motivator for husbands to encourage their wives to help out. The good news is you don't have to mortgage your house like we did. I'm actually doing this call from my house that we've lived in for 20 years, and the house that we mortgaged to start doTERRA. You don't have to do that. So you can have much of the reward without all of the risk associated with it. But yeah, I think it's a great it's a great time to be using Founders Club as a opportunity to get other people recruited into your organization who need to pay their bills and get out of debt.
Awesome. Hey, so I can see we've got some people that are committed just from the comments. We love you all. Thank you so much for the effort and what you do. You are making a difference, and I know Greg echoes this, but we wish you all the luck and success in getting one of these founder spots. And we look forward to each one of you being one of the new US Founders Club 2.0 founders. So thank you guys. Have a great holiday season. Love you guys.